Hello, everyone, and welcome to the National Inventor Club. I'm your host tonight, Brian Freed. I'm the founder of National Inventor Club and the Inventor Smart Community app, which you'll find out a little bit more about later. We have a great lineup of guests tonight, and let's start with Pierre Lespinas. He's from the Small Business Development Center at Farmingdale State College. Pierre has been on with us for many, many months now. And Pierre, you have some words of wisdom, words of advice for the inventor community?
Yes, sir. Good evening
Great.
to all. My name again is Pierre Lespinas. I'm from one of nearly 1,000 local centers that are available nationwide to provide no-cost business consulting and training to new and existing businesses. Inventors are eventually aspiring entrepreneurs who will eventually go to business. We are here to serve you. Here's a tip tonight that I'll leave you with. You say you want a business plan, but have you figured out what you are selling? Sounds like an easy question. Have you figured out how your sales will be packaged? Have you figured out if you are wholesale, retail? That's modeling. Figure that first because planning is you are planning to execute the model that you've decided on. When you're ready to speak, please find a local SBDC near you. It's staffed with very competent consultants that had a life before they got there. They are expert in what they do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Small Business Development Center is a division of the Small Business Administration, which many of you know about. And if you're looking for local resources, you're looking for possible grant opportunities, you're looking for networking within your community, most of the time, a Small Business Development Center is in your local college. You can look it up under America's Small Business Center, America's Small Business Development Center,
Sure.
actually. And there you can find your local office. It is free. If you need help with business plan outlines, you wanted to talk to an advisor about what your idea is, they are there to help you. You can go first free, and then they can continue on the phone. Some of them are remote, but you should definitely take advantage. That's a free service from the Small Business Development Center. Pierre, thank you. We need to know
Thank
what we're
you.
selling before we start, right? We
Exactly.
appreciate your tip.
What are you selling? All right. Okay.
Good. Thank you. And I know you have to run tonight, so we got you on and off right away. Thank you for the
Yes.
tip.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. So actually, I wanted to just talk about tonight's event, and this is going to have we're going to have Carbon 6, which Tim Jordan was attempting to be on tonight. He was on a plane from China and he didn't make it in time. So we have a guest. Her name is Chelsea Cohen, and she is an Amazon expert. And that's the topic for tonight. We come up with an idea. We're trying to figure out if it's something that we should license, maybe to earn royalties. Maybe we want to manufacture it ourselves. But what does that look like? We want to launch it. And one of the easiest opportunities is to go on Amazon.com and be able to list your product on there. So is that the right choice? When is the right time? How to list it, how to manage it. And that's what Chelsea Cohen is going to go through tonight. She is, her company actually got taken over by Carbon 6, which was who Tim Jordan was part of. But she has her own company called So Stocked, and we're going to hear about her information that she's going to share with us tonight. Okay. Next, let's go to Frank Fulco. I had the opportunity to meet Frank in Las Vegas last month at the Alibaba Co-Create event. We had some nice cocktails together, and we started chatting about what you do and what I do. And I was intrigued by what you do, Frank. And it is definitely something that all the inventor community should know about. So it'd be great to hear a little bit about yourself, and then we have a couple slides to share.
Great. Brian, thanks so much. Really appreciate the opportunity. This is such a great group. And I just have to tell you that America's Beauty Show, whom I work for, I'm the CEO for America's Beauty Show in Cosmetologist Chicago. We are a nonprofit association, a nonprofit event that's all about supporting entrepreneurs and businesses looking to get started in the beauty sector. And for 101 years, America's Beauty Show has been produced by Cosmetologist Chicago in Chicago, Illinois. It's every spring. This year, it'll be April 19, 20, 21, and 22. And I would just like to invite all of you to attend America's Beauty Show. And if you're interested in exhibiting at America's Beauty Show, we have a lot of information prepared for you. And Brian has a quick file that he'll put a link in the chat that you can take a look at, which will give you all the information that you would need. And if you're interested in bringing your product to market and marketing it to beauty professionals. I'll just tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah, that would be great. So Frank, if we're an inventor, we have a new product, or we're an entrepreneur startup, we could be an existing company, and we're involved in the beauty sector, which kind of covers what categories, Frank?
It's everything to do with hair, skin, nails, barbering, appliances. Even if you have products or like furniture or things that an entrepreneur that runs a beauty salon or a barbershop that they can use, those products are all welcome. Anything that a professional would need to run their business. But I was just going to share with you this document.
That's great.
Yeah, this document right here will give you all the information that you need. But just a key things, if you're interested in exhibiting at America's Beauty Show, I want to make sure that when you sign up, that you put in code NIC ABS 2024. And that will let us know that you're from the National Inventors Club. So we really appreciate the opportunity. Brian, what questions can I answer for you?
Frank. Thank you. Well, so this is a trade show that if we do have something within the beauty sector, and you're saying a little bit beyond that, that we can exhibit. And you have an area called the What's Next area, and it's for products that we would probably be involved in. There's a discount in that area, and if you are part of National Inventor Club, you are going to get even more of a discount for exhibiting there. But so Frank, is it something, let's say if we have inventors that are watching that aren't necessarily ready this moment, but do have a beauty care product, are they able to go and kind of attend as an attendee?
Yes, absolutely. And again, use that code and we'll get you a ticket for free. If you're not ready to exhibit, you just want to check out the show, as a member of National Inventors Club, we'll get you in for free. That's not a problem at all.
Thank you very much. So if you go to americasbeautyshow.com and you put in, Frank, I have ABS NIC 2024. Is that right?
Yes, and you can do NIC ABS 2024 as well.
All right. So let's make sure those two are covered, because I got mine directly from your email. So hopefully we'll be good. We'll make sure you get a discount. So if you don't call me, tell me, and I'll make sure I'll get in touch with Frank. But amazing opportunity for inventors out there. Frank, it was great meeting you in person. Let's do it again soon. And I look forward to being part of America's Beauty Show coming up in April. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. We hope to see you there.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to share this, if that's okay, Frank. I'm going to share this in the chat, and everybody can have a piece of this to be able to get into. I'll share that. There we go. Everybody's got that. Okay, Frank, we appreciate it. We'll see you again very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next, let's have Vasquez. He is from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and he is the regional outreach officer in Texas, and he covers the southern states of the United States. So Ray, had an opportunity to meet you a couple of weeks back, and we've had many people on from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office regional outreach offices. And why not hit Texas and all the other states that you cover? So if you can tell us who you are and what you cover, the states, and how you can help the inventors out there.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for the time. You guys call me Ray, and I'm the regional outreach officer here for the USPTO Texas Regional Office. Pretty much what that means, I'm a program manager of outreach activities, and I pretty much cover the southern states, so anything from Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. And basically, what the USPTO wants to do is engage with stakeholders in the community, specifically in the innovation side. So we are America's innovation agency. So we try to really help people with IP education and stakeholder interaction. There's a lot of resources that the USPTO has as an agency and that we work with, and we collaborate with a lot of other organizations. So it's always our mission to help you understand what those resources are, from pro bono assistance to technical assistance on patent searching or trademark searching. There's specific resources that are available, but also the IP education. One of our goals is to help people get more into the innovation ecosystem. So the more people we can get involved and really understand IP, the more they're likely to use it. So each regional office around the nation can help you with stakeholder interaction, collaborations, and IP education. So always keep us in mind when you're going down this path. It's not an easy one. I used to work for the SBA before I came over here to the USPTO, and I used to do a lot of entrepreneurship training and development. And IP is one of those niches where it's hard to really get assistance and really hard to understand. So I'm glad that I'm working with the USPTO now and helping do these outreach efforts.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Mhm.
And you're covering the states in Texas, and what are the other states that you cover?
Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. I can always get you connected with
Okay.
anybody else around the nation. The best way to find us really is our website, uspto.gov. If you get lost there, I'll definitely, Brian has my email, and I'll be more than glad to direct you to different groups in the USPTO here.
Thank you so much. So, Ray,
Mhm.
if we're an inventor, we're kind of stuck with nav through, and you mentioned IP, so that stands for intellectual property. Maybe we're trying to figure out some information on patents, on trademarks, on just figuring out if there's activities that are going on within the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. There are regional offices, and Ray is in the Texas one. We've had
Mhm.
Tomika on, who handles the Eastern, and we've had Elizabeth Doherty on many times, also in the East. Ray, you cover the Texas office with the Southern
Mhm.
states, and if we have questions or we need guidance and support, not what do you think about my invention, or can you look at my patent filing, but you're more to guide us and direct us and to be able to navigate us through the USPTO office.
Correct. And really the IP ecosystem. So one of the things that we always draw a line in is we can't give legal advice or perception of legal advice. So we have to be very careful as a government agency granting those patents and trademarks. But we definitely help people understand and help them get educated on the IP front so they can understand and make informative decisions.
Excellent. Ray,
Mhm.
if you can just leave us with your email address, if you can mention it to the community, and if they want to get in touch with you or to come visit you in the Texas office or some of the southern states that you represent, or if they want to find their local regional office, if they can get in touch with you and you can redirect them.
Yes. So my email will be my name, reynaldo.vasquez@uspto.gov. And then the inbox for the regional office is the Texas Regional Office at uspto.gov. And you can always send
Thank you.
the inquiry to me, and I'll make sure it gets handled to where it has to go.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ray, for joining us on National Inventor Club. We appreciate the USPTO's support and to get the information out to the inventor community. You can also visit uspto.gov, and you can go onto the Inventor Entrepreneur Resource area there, and you'll have access to great information and to be able to connect up with Ray and his colleagues. Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. All right, let's have John Risby. He is known as the patent professor. John is a supporter of the Inventor Smart Community app, and he is on his way to sponsorship with National Inventor Club. So John, thank you so much for your support. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Brian. And with your permission, I'd like to not just tell you about the Patent Professor and my firm, but kind of rap about it, if that's fine.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You need a beatbox in the back, or you're good?
No, I was born with one, so I should be okay. You've got 99 problems. Your patent ain't one. 99 problems. Your patent ain't one. When a new idea pops into your brain, call the Patent Professor. That's my name. I'm a law school professor, an engineer too. Math is fun and patents are cool. I've hired former examiners, put them to work for you. We'll get your patent. We'll push it through. We have patent illustrators extraordinaire, experts that'll get your drawings from thin air. Mechanical engineers, electrical too, designers and prototype guys for you. When the patent office says your idea is not new, that's just red tape that will cut right through. When a new idea pops into your brain, call the Patent Professor. That's my name. I have
thank you, John.
a couple more verses, Brian, but I think we're gonna have to save that for an encore performance sometime in the future.
I didn't know you were going to have the beatbox in the back. I was just kidding, but you got it all. You did it all. Thank you so much, John. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you for joining us in National Inventor Club.
Of course.
All right. Let's have Samantha St. Raymond. She is our VP of Community for the Inventor Smart Community app. Samantha, thank you as always for joining us, for all that you do and your support of the Inventor Smart Community. Maybe you can give some information about what we do there and what the Inventor Smart Community app is about.
Well, first of all, I don't even know how I can follow what just happened. I don't feel prepared. I just got a big kick out of that. So thank you, Frank. That was fantastic. I loved it. So yes, the Inventor Smart Community. As most of you may already know, Mr. Brian launched an app just a few weeks ago, and we're seeing the membership grow exponentially just every day. New members, new members, new members. So what does that tell us? It tells us that this app was needed for inventors all across the United States and in other countries, I'm noticing as well. We saw some from the Caribbean, some from Africa. I saw some from New York and Virginia today. This is just fantastic. So the Inventor Smart Community is a community for inventors. So you just download the app from Google or Apple Store and fill out your profile, and it's kind of a social media platform just for inventors. There's multitudes of tabs to tap into. If you're looking for manufacturing, you're looking for resources, you're looking for just some terms and what some of these terms mean in the inventor world that you're not really familiar with. Brian has done an incredible job kind of breaking all that down for us and helping us learn step by step of what we need to do next. When I was a brand new inventor only 6 years ago, I didn't know anything about anything. I remember I sent a couple of things to somebody out there, and I used color crayons on a chart paper. And I've come a long way since then, and I know that you can as well. So tons of tabs to look into. It's a very easy app to download. Just get in there and just start your profile and start communicating with us. We're here to help you. We're here to answer all your questions, and we'd love to see you. We've also, Brian is working very hard behind the scenes. A lot of things are upcoming that we haven't even talked about yet. But one of them, I'm pretty excited about myself because I was just recently a guest. We're going to launch the Inventor Smart TV. there she is. This beautiful lady right here is Bonnie D. Graham, also known as Radio Red, obviously. Bonnie is a writer, a producer, a director, and a stand-up comedian. This is new. I didn't know that. And Bonnie's going to do our Inventor Smart TV. This will be set up for our premium members. So we do encourage you to become a premium member to get all the extra perks. And I'll let Bonnie take it from here, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Inventor Smart TV.
Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Brian. I'm still hooked on the beatbox, Brian. I thought that was brilliant. And I also want to join you on the American Beauty Show, Brian. I thought we would both. We'll get Samantha to go with us. I'm Bonnie D. I just finished my radio show called Read My Lips, Cool Conversations with Creatives. And we're speaking to Brian's I've known Brian for 20 years. He was on my TV show in New York many years ago. You're all inventors and creators. Well, I create radio series. I create conversations. I create opportunities for people to share who they are and mostly what their passions are. So invention to me is creativity, and that's what I talk to people about. I have created more than 55 radio series for some of the biggest tech and analyst companies in the world in the past 12 years. So that's what I create. And I recently had the privilege of speaking with and interviewing Samantha and two other members, Ryan Carr and Diane Perlmutter Reynolds, who are members of the Inventors Club. And my format will be who, what, why, when, and where. What's your passion? How did you get to this place? What problem are you solving? Where do you sell it? How do you describe it? Those kind of things. So like a reporter style, short interviews, long interviews. I'm very excited that Brian has invited me to do this for the Inventors Club, and I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you. And by the way, Samantha, I used to do stand-up comedy. Now I just try to be funny sitting down. Okay.
Thank
Hi,
you so
Brian.
much, Bonnie. This is going to
Thank
be
you.
really exciting. And Samantha, I think there's a few interviews that you both did already, or that Bonnie did. If we can start posting them in the Inventor Smart Community app, that would be great.
Yeah, I posted mine. That's already up there to view. If you just scroll through the Inventor Smart app, and I'll go ahead and add Diane's and Ryan's in there. They're great interviews, and this is a great opportunity to showcase your product, talk about your who, what, why, and where. Just another part of the services that are provided for you. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bonnie. We're looking forward to what you can do with Inventor Smart TV in the app. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samantha. Always wonderful to see both of you. Mwah.
You as well.
Thank you. All right. So very simply, Inventor Smart Community app, go on Google Play, Apple App Store. There are inventors that are in the community right now watching this event live stream. So there's many of them actually in the live stream watching, and you can too. It is free to join. We do have premium subscriptions. We are continuing to evolve our premiums, so stand by for that in the next week or so. But we have live events coming up that we're going to be connecting and networking again, like we did at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office a few months back, at Alibaba.com in Las Vegas. So we're on our way. Thank you, Samantha, for all your help. You're the VP of Community, and we appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. All right, let's have Chelsea Cohen. She is from SoStock. She is our speaker. I heard Tim said you're a superstar. So Tim Jordan was our guest tonight. He got stuck traveling and going back and forth, and he said, I couldn't have asked for anybody better. Chelsea Cohen from SoStock, and she'll tell you, but her company got taken over or merged with Carbon 6, which is very active in the Amazon world. And Chelsea, maybe you can explain to us who you are and what you do. And we know that we're going to be covering what makes an idea a great idea, right? And when we should consider launching on Amazon, what the next steps are to actually creating an account on Amazon. What does it look like to sell, to advertise, and then how to manage the account? And look, and we'll talk about this also, which is pretty interesting. Not every invention has to necessarily be an invention that you start from scratch, or I should say, not every product needs to be a full invention with patent. there are many people that come up with an idea that's so close, or maybe they are finding something that already exists and then they turn it into a private label product. You see many of the same products on Amazon being sold. So Chelsea's going to tell us a little bit about that. All right, Chelsea, you're on. Tell us who you are and where you're from and how you can help us.
Very cool. Yeah. So I've been selling on Amazon since 2014. And my journey was what Brian mentioned is, what we call private label, which is finding a product rather than inventing a product, finding a product that was doing well on Amazon and then sourcing it from, I sourced it from China and actually on Alibaba. I went to Alibaba and found a product and took it to market. And so that's my background. And at one point, 4 years into my selling journey, I invented a software. So I'm happy to be on with the Inventors Club because I'm very familiar with the idea of having an idea and believing in it, figuring out how to make it happen, and having good things come of it. In terms of, I was able to have my business acquired about 1.5 years ago by Carbon 6, and I joined the Carbon 6 family back then when I did end up having my business acquired.
Awesome. So Chelsea, we're inventors, most of us out there. There's startups, there's entrepreneurs, there are people that are selling on Amazon right now. And maybe you can just kind of cover all of us, and especially in the beginning. What should we know about Amazon? Is it something that's for us? Obviously, if we were going to manufacture our idea, that's one way. Or like you said, where you private label a product that's already existing and put your own name and brand on it, like there's many companies that have been very successful to do. So maybe you can help and share with us what it takes to be a seller on Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do have a set of slides that will help us. So I'm going to go through those. We'll talk about selling on Amazon. And I actually have an agenda, which is first and foremost, what does make a good product for Amazon? Because not every product is a product that should be sold on Amazon, and not every product is something that should be sold on your private website. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what the benefits of selling on Amazon are, setting up your account, how to do a product launch, which is to say how to take a product from not existing on Amazon to being on Amazon and making sales. You want it always to show up on page 1. And then what do you do to manage it? We'll talk about advertising and what is brand registry, and then some of the reports that you should pay attention to as you continue to manage your business.
Great.
Okay, first and foremost, we're going to talk about what makes a good product. And so if you're at the stage of developing your product, let's say you have an idea and you want to develop it, and you have the thought of, maybe this is a product for Amazon. Maybe I want to sell it on Amazon. Oftentimes when you're selling on Amazon, you have to look at the data as to what people are looking for on Amazon. And you can actually do research on Amazon before you even take your product to market there. And first and foremost, there's differentiation, which we did talk about. When you're applying for a patent, you do have differentiation, or else you won't be able to have that patent if you have a product that is the same or too similar to someone. So you already have that. And I just noticed I spelled differentiation wrong, but you get the idea. So differentiation is something that you can find if you look at Amazon, and one of the research points is reviews. So if you have an idea, you have a product that's similar, you'll want to go to the reviews on that product and look at what people are saying about the product. And more importantly, look at the negative reviews, because people could be complaining about certain things, and you might be able to change the product and improve the product so that your product doesn't do those things, because people do come to Amazon and they read the negative reviews. So if you have solved those problems with the other products and you create a better product, and then when you present your product in your Amazon listing, you're able to communicate that you did fix those problems, your product will be able to sell much better, because you have differentiated on a point that people are saying that they want to have the product be different. Another
So,
way
so
to
Chelsea, so you're saying, okay, we're consumers, all of us, I
yeah.
would say so, and we're going on Amazon. I know many people are buying on Amazon. We go on and we look at reviews and we're like, wow, these reviews are not good. I wonder what's going on with this product. So
Yeah.
whether you buy it or you don't buy it, this is our inventor minds that are getting sprung into action to say, you know what, this would be a really good product if it did this, this, and that. And that's what it seems like all these people who are having negative reviews on it are looking for. So if there is a void in the market for something new and improved, this is where we can go. So, not necessarily looking at all the 5-star reviews, but maybe looking at some of the ones that are really off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great place to start in terms of when you are selling on Amazon. We're used to getting market research. The market research is right there and it's free and available to anyone on Amazon. Yep.
You know what's
yeah,
interesting
so
also, Chelsea? You know what's interesting also is when I'm talking to inventors and they come up with a product and we find things that are similar on Amazon.
yeah.
Sometimes we look to see if it's popular or not. And based on the amount of sales that they have and also the amount of reviews that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are free tools that you can find which will tell you how much is being sold for that particular product. And that brings up the idea of keywords. There are tools that help you to see which keywords are being searched and how often on a monthly basis. So if you do have an idea, it might be a great idea, but if no one's searching for that product, then it might not be the best product to launch on Amazon. It might be so unique that it's something that maybe you launch somewhere else where you have your own website and eventually you move to Amazon when people are searching for it. Because if people aren't searching for it, then you're not going to get the traffic that you normally would expect from Amazon.
Got it.
Yeah. And then the last thing to consider is the profit margins. That's very important. Seeing how the products are priced on Amazon and then seeing what your costs are. I personally have done the opposite in what I had a good idea and I went and I sourced the product, I launched the product, and then the profit margins weren't there. So it's very important to play everything out, play the whole scenario out, and know not just what you're paying for the product and what you're profiting, but know that Amazon takes a fee. And Amazon does have a calculator. They have a free calculator. If you search, Amazon FBA calculator, they have a calculator where you can see based on the product and the product price, what is Amazon going to charge you? What are all those fees that Amazon is going to charge you? And what can you expect to profit after all of Amazon's fees? What are you going to pay in storage? If you send a product in, they're going to charge you every single week. So all of those things should be factored in so that you can make sure that all of your effort actually ends up in profit in your pocket.
Got it. Now, Chelsea, you mentioned F as in Frank, BA, FBA.
Oh, yeah.
That's fulfillment by Amazon. And what is that? What's the other way?
So fulfillment by Amazon, that's when Amazon you send your product into Amazon, meaning into what they call fulfillment centers, and Amazon handles the shipping of your product. They are the ones that ship it out to your customer. So that's a huge benefit for selling on Amazon. Is actually one of the things that I had in terms of why Amazon. There weren't as many people who were selling online and selling on Amazon. It started as basically people selling books, and someone would buy a book and then they would ship it out and then they would make money. Amazon would pay them, but they're shipping it out themselves. And that's called fulfilled by merchant. And so fulfilled by merchant was fairly standard until about the mid 2010s when, or maybe the early 2010s when they created fulfilled by Amazon. And you send all of your inventory in, someone buys it, Amazon picks it, packages it, ships it off to the buyers, pays you, and then any of the returns that come in, they'll handle that. So you're not getting you're cutting out a huge part of the operations of your business. But then, of course, you have to pay fulfillment fees. So that's a factor, is that you don't have to handle the operations. It becomes a lot easier to run the operations side of your business, and then you're going to pay a fee to Amazon to do that for you.
Thank you. Chelsea, there's a question that came in
Mm-hmm.
from Alex. He's one of our premium members. Can the
Sure.
speaker name the tools or provide links for the tools to search for those keywords? How to see how many units have sold?
Yeah, so there's a company called Jungle Scout. And so you should be able to look at, they have some data on keywords, and then also they have a Chrome extension that you can download. It's a free Chrome extension that will allow you to see how much is being sold of a product. So if you want to look at a product and you want to know how many sales they're making every month, and you want to know how much money they're making, it'll do that for you as well.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's very important to know how much traffic. And another reason why to consider Amazon is because of the traffic. Your brand gets more exposure than if you put up your own website. If you put up your own website, that's a completely different skill. And at times, people who sell on Amazon can't translate into selling on their own website, because that's a different skill, which is taking traffic from other places on the internet and being able to push them towards your website. It's sometimes easier to be able to take that traffic that is already going to Amazon and put your product on Amazon to capitalize on that traffic, and also the trust that Amazon has. There's a lot of people who've already put their credit card into Amazon. So rather than going to your website and putting their credit card into a website they might not know or trust, they want to put the sale on Amazon becomes a lot easier because they don't have to do that. And they also know that the returns process and the shipping process are much simpler. They know what to expect, and they already trust Amazon as a company.
Thank you. Bill actually emailed me instead of on social, but he's asking about Amazon FBA versus having your own listing and fulfill on Amazon. Is there any special privilege, I guess he's saying, for you being on FBA? Do you get better ranked?
Yeah. So a lot of people use Prime. Amazon FBA allows you to be a Prime seller. So if you're familiar with going on Amazon and seeing that Prime button next to a listing, that is 2-day Prime shipping, 2-day shipping. There's a lot of people who are Prime members, buyers who pay money to have that 2-day shipping, and Prime listings tend to get favored over non-Prime listings. So there definitely is a benefit. There's a couple of different benefits, but that definitely is one of them. And one of the other ones is that you're not having to incur the added cost of an additional warehouse and fulfillment and that sort of thing, because Amazon is handling that for you, as I mentioned.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. And please feel free to put your questions in. If you're on social media, you can put the questions in. I think Samantha's on the app, so any questions that are coming in from the app, from Inventor Smart Community app, Samantha will keep me posted so I can share it with the speaker. And just while we paused here for a second, Chelsea, I believe, is going to be coming on, but we're going to have an after meeting networking event right after this meeting. So you should have received your after meeting networking link, which is Zoom, in your inbox. If you haven't already, you can email me or let me know, and I'll make sure that you get it. It's for premium members to access the Inventor Smart after meeting and National Inventor Club after meeting. So thank you for that, Chelsea. And we will be able to speak to you one-on-one in there.
Awesome. Yeah. So, the next question is, okay, how do I actually set up an account on Amazon? It's actually pretty easy. If you went to sell.amazon.com, they talk about what is selling on Amazon, how does that work, and what are the steps that it takes to be able to do that. One is to have a U.S. business entity. So if you live outside of the country, setting up a U.S. business entity becomes important, and a U.S. business account. So that is a structure that you want to have in place. And then there are personal accounts and there are professional accounts. A personal account would be, let's say you have a textbook and you're done with the textbook and you just want to sell it on Amazon, or you have every now and then you pick up some books or you pick up some DVDs and you want to sell them. That would be a personal account, and that does not have a monthly fee. You are charged, I believe it's $1, might have gone up since I last checked, but you're charged a fee per sale to have that account, to have that privilege. The professional account is $40 a month. So it's a monthly fee, but after you get over a certain amount of sales per month, it makes more sense to have a professional account than to have a personal account. And it also gives you more benefits to have that personal account or to have that professional account.
So anybody can open up an account really on Amazon, as long as they're verified. If they have a personal account they want to open, or they have a professional, which may be a business account that they can open up, anybody can open up an account on Amazon.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that I think is a good step to take if you're getting closer to selling on Amazon, or if you're just curious, is to open up a personal account and play around with it. Take a look at we call it Seller Central, which is the back end of selling on Amazon, all of the different reports, all of the different ways to create and add a product. So setting up a personal account, unless you're selling something, it's not going to cost you anything. So you can look at how that works. You can even try to find a product. Maybe you pick up, a book, like we said, or something like that, and you can put it onto Amazon, and you can see what that process feels like and what that looks like before you even set up your professional account and put your product on there.
Great.
Excellent. So let's go ahead and talk about product launch. Product launch is done when you have a new product. There are other products that are currently on Amazon that people generally will list. So if you have a product, say you have a Pampers, you've seen that maybe you've noticed that there are multiple people who sell a product. Books are a very good example. You can buy a book that's new, or you can buy used books, and used books tend to be cheaper. So you can place your used book onto Amazon and sell that if it's in good condition. That doesn't need a product launch because it already exists there. But when you put a new product, let's say, you invented this product, or you had a private label product, you put your own brand name on it and you put it onto Amazon, you want to have people actually see that listing and buy your product. But unless your product starts taking on sales, you're not going to show up on page 1. Most of the sales that are done are from products that are on page 1. So the goal is always to get your product to page 1. And that's why we call it a launch, because you want to launch your product up onto page 1. And there are certain things that you can do to make sure that happens. And one of them, first and foremost, is when you're building your listing, when you take the product, you want to have good images, and you want to have good copy. We call it sales copy. It's the writing that talks about your product and tells people that you want to, or that you have a good product. That's what we refer to as the listing. So when you create that listing, you want to make sure that it's of good enough quality that when a person comes to your listing or comes to look at your product, that they actually want to buy it. And that is what we call conversion. So you don't want to send a bunch of people to that listing unless you have seen that people respond well to the listing. And usually you can see, if you look at the top sellers for that particular type of product, you can get some ideas as to what are those images that people do end up responding to. If this product is making a lot of sales and it's similar to my product, what are those things that I can learn about what they're saying, how they're presenting it? And Amazon actually just launched about a couple weeks ago. They just launched the ability to create images and put your image on different backgrounds. so that even people who can't afford to hire, big time photographers to take pictures of their product, they can use AI to generate artificial intelligence to generate these images. So Amazon is more and more making it more easy to do this. And you can work on, Chat GPT or Google Bard to help you to build that listing. And so there are different things that are coming out that didn't exist when I was, first starting out in 2014, to make it easier to be able to create the listing and create listings that are going to convert into sales. And then you have traffic. When we talk about sales, it's always composed of conversion and traffic. How many people are going to your site, and out of those people, how many are buying? And the combination of those two numbers equals the number of sales, right? So if you have 100 people visit and you have 25% conversion, you're going to have 25 sales out of every 100 people that come in. So if you know that you can increase that traffic and you would have 25% conversion, then when you have 1,000 people and, and 2,000, that sort of thing. So you can look at those two statistics and start to figure out how many sales you can have as you grow your business with that product. A couple of different traffic sources. You have external traffic and you have internal traffic. So internal traffic is promoting on Amazon. You might have seen, or if you haven't seen, it would be a good idea to go to Amazon and look for something that says sponsored. A product can be a sponsored product, and that is advertised. So you can get traffic through advertising your product, and you can also get traffic by doing your product launch. You're telling Amazon that your product, when Amazon sends traffic to it, your product is going to convert. So that's why it's important to have a good conversion, have a good listing. If Amazon sees that the more traffic they send to your product, the more your product is going to convert, they're going to send people to that listing. They're going to put that listing higher on the page. So you start to climb up. Amazon really appreciates those things. So Amazon has an algorithm. We don't know exactly what the algorithm is, but we know some things. And one of the things that we know is that if your product is being purchased when people send it, then that's going to benefit you. So we refer to it as organic traffic, where you're not paying for it. And then there's paid traffic. And both of those are internal, which is inside
Chelsea,
of Amazon.
quick question from the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
How important is product liability insurance for Amazon sellers, and how much coverage is enough? I'm not sure if you're able to answer. I can speak as a seller, but
yeah. So yeah, obviously, I'm not a lawyer and all of that, the disclaimer, but Amazon does require, I believe it's when you're at the point of making $10,000 a month in sales, I believe is the threshold. Amazon will require you to have insurance. So if you're just selling, you start selling and you're selling a couple $100 or maybe even a couple thousand, you're not going to be required for that insurance. It's a good idea. I always feel it's a good idea to have insurance at any point, especially if you have a product that, like for my products, they have blades, so I have products with blades, kitchen products. So I felt from the beginning having insurance was important. So I wouldn't say that, it's a good idea to wait, but as to what Amazon requires, it's that $10,000 in sales a month. It is mandatory, and I believe it's $1 million in coverage at this point. And there are people that can, you can hire to create those policies for you, obviously.
yeah, it's good. You can start off. You get the minimum. Like I've had products and have products that require. All of them, you want to, well, this is just my opinion, but you want to get product liability insurance, and you could just do the minimum. At the end of the year, if it's you had a good year, you can always increase it if you needed to cover the difference. But, for us starting off, we may want to just consider the minimum basic liability, and you can find a commercial insurance broker to be able to help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good question. So if we pick up on traffic now, as far as external traffic, so internal is anything within Amazon, whether it's because your product is high on the page, or someone found your product by searching for it, or if you're paying for advertising, which again, we'll talk about a little bit later on. So all of that's internal. External is anything outside of Amazon. So anything that you're sending into Amazon from outside, and usually it's Google ads or social media ads or just posts, right? If you post on social media and someone sees it and they go to Amazon and you link to Amazon, that's all external traffic. And that's what we call external traffic.
There's another question that came in, Chelsea. Can you
Yep.
pay Amazon to move your product higher on the listing?
Yeah, so that's advertising. You can pay for advertising, and the more you pay, the higher on the page you will be able to place.
Okay.
Absolutely. So yeah, so external traffic. One of the benefits of external traffic is that Amazon actually really likes it. So it has an impact. We talk about paying Amazon. This is one way you can pay Amazon, is by sending external traffic, because this is someone who wasn't on Amazon, and then you're sending them to Amazon. So they want to reward you. So when you send external traffic, that helps you with your, we call it ranking, with your ranking, which is moving your product further up on the page. Generally, like I said, external traffic would be Google, would be social media. And one of the tools that Carbon6 has is a tool called PixelMe, which specializes in being able to send traffic to your Amazon listing as a tactic for helping a product launch. It has a strong impact on being able to launch your product on Amazon.
Chelsea, most of the inventors, when we're coming up with something, it's kind of unique. Some could be kind of more of a commodity type, but others might be really unique. Like, for example, I have a product called Extra Space. It's a collapsible egg tray, right?
Cool.
So who's really going on Amazon to look for a collapsible egg tray that they don't know that exists? So I have to make extra effort to be able to get great sales on there. But what do you say? Because a lot of inventors that are on here, and they're texting me and emailing me also, not necessarily in the social chat. But what do you say to an inventor that has a unique product that really has a twist on something that needs to be discovered out there? What's some words of wisdom and advice that you could give us?
Yeah, so I would say find keywords that are similar. So if we had an egg holder, I personally have a ceramic egg holder, and so find words that are similar. Figure out what of those keywords that are similar are being searched. See what type of traffic, like some of the tools that we talked about. See what kind of traffic. So it's the keyword would be something adjacent to yours. Maybe also kitchen organization could be one of those. That would be the type of people that buy kitchen organization products would potentially buy your collapsible egg carton product, because people are interested in, people are interested in kitchen. And there's actually we'll talk about it in a little bit. There is a way to create advertising that is not specific to a product necessarily or to a keyword necessarily, but is more about targeting certain types of people, targeting audiences, so that you can get your product into the awareness of a certain type of person, whether it has to do with lifestyle or demographics such as age. There are ways to create ads on Amazon that go after a certain person, type of person, instead of a keyword. Because if you don't have a lot of keywords that you're going after, you would want to go in that direction.
Got it. And real quick, Chelsea, there's another question from the app. How does selling a third party differ?
Third party, selling as a third party on Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah. So we refer, there's third-party selling, and then there's first-party selling. We refer to as 3P versus 1P. And most of what we talk about as an individual seller is 3P, third-party selling, which means that I am selling on Amazon, but I'm not Amazon. Amazon selling as Amazon is first party, is 1P, but Amazon also can purchase products and sell them on behalf of other brands. So if I am Pampers diapers and I want to sell on Amazon, I can sell my product to Amazon wholesale. They'll pay me for the items that I sell to them. They'll send me a purchase order. They'll pay me for fulfilling that purchase order. And then they'll turn around and they'll sell it themselves. So that's 1P.
Got it.
Most of us are going to be selling on 3P.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. The last piece I would say for product launch is focusing on getting reviews. And, it's should go without saying that you want to focus on getting positive reviews. So there's a program that Amazon has called Vine, which you can pay to have your first reviews made. They have a program where certain people are buyers who are in the Vine program, and they'll buy your product and they'll review it. So that's kind of how to jumpstart the first reviews on your product. And then as your product is selling, you're able to get more reviews. So you'll have more reviews as the product sells. But those first reviews can be got through the Vine program.
And that's the thing also, Chelsea, like we were saying with my collapsible egg tray, I have a lot of direct traffic to my website, extraspace.com, but I can also have it so it goes to Amazon.com. This way people can buy it there. Amazon likes that from the external, and people can put the reviews on, and I just have to do a little bit more marketing on Amazon to get more positive reviews and more sales to keep getting higher in the ranking. And also the advertising, when people put in egg holder, storage container, like you were saying, just putting in and being able to advertise to drive traffic to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, if you are someone who has a product such as the egg holder, and you end up talking with influencers, working with influencers, you can send that traffic to Amazon through that influencer. And there's actually programs where you can, they can get some commission off of that. So if you're working with an influencer, they get commission from selling your product, and you're not the one who pays. Amazon takes that commission out of their cut. So you're still making the same amount of money, and then they're making a little bit of money. So that's another way to generate external traffic.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about, after you've launched your product, how do you maintain your product? What are those things that you should be maintaining, and how would you go about doing that? Once you've launched your product, the idea is you want to keep it at the top of the page, right? You want to make sure that you are staying at the top of the page, or as close to the top as possible. The other thing that you want to be able to run is your advertising. And we'll touch on advertising. Like I said, maintaining your advertising, making sure that you're not spending so much that you have no profit left. Making sure you don't run out of inventory, which was a big problem, and why I created So Stocked, because that is a challenge. Being able to understand how much inventory to send in, when it's going to sell out, that sort of thing. So keeping your eyes on both of those things and making sure that you're at the same time staying at a profit. So there are, general checklists or general things that you want to make sure that you're doing on a regular basis. It's not something that is a set it and forget it. And so that's important to understand. Sometimes you'll have this idea, okay, people will say passive income, Amazon passive income. That's not necessarily true, right? It's not a passive thing. You can set something up, but you always have to be able to maintain it. So it is something that is not a throw up a product and it is there forever, and you're going to keep making the same amount of sales. So training a team, if you have a team, That's someone you would want to put someone on it and in charge of training a team. If you're doing it yourself, which most of the people that I know who sell on Amazon started themselves. Nearly everyone who I know started on Amazon selling themselves. And, you refer to that as solopreneurs. There are so many things to do that is really, it is hard to, if you don't know what to focus on, it is hard to know where to put your time. So there are courses out there that can teach you what are those things that you have to know, what are those things that you have to do. And I started with a course. I started with a course that taught me how to find a product. It started with it helped me to figure out how to list it, how to create the advertising. There are courses that cover all of that. So if you are going to sign up for selling on Amazon, I would advise finding a way to get a course that will train you on that, because you're shortcutting everyone's mistakes. Someone has already made nearly every mistake on Amazon, and you are going to make mistakes. You are going to get negative reviews. There's all these challenges, but there are so many people who have already faced and solved those challenges. So I'm a big proponent of being able to go into the Amazon community, and people are very helpful in the Amazon community. It's sellers are very, very helpful. They're willing to share their knowledge. So tapping into that community, being able to train yourself or your team and be part of that community is a great way to start managing your Amazon account. And then if you do have the budget, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's great. It's good to know. And look, no matter what we do, especially as inventors, we're getting involved in all these stages and steps of the invention process. And now we are looking to sell our invention on Amazon. It's important for us to get educated on it, even while it's in development, so you know what you're in for before you launch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, there's training. And then if you have the money in your budget, hiring an agency can be really helpful. They'll be able to give you more time to do the things that you want to do and that you're best at doing. If you don't like advertising has never been my favorite thing. I've always loved the operations side, picking products, being able to make sure that my products stay in stock, hiring an agency. And again, if you go into the community and you get to know some people in the Amazon community, you'll be able to find some of those agencies that are trusted, that have a good reputation, simply by asking enough people and understanding who are those people who you can trust, right? There are people who are continuously speaking at Amazon events, right? Tim, to Brian's point, was at an event in China, so there are people who speak at a lot of events. That's a good way to understand who are the people that you can listen to and you can trust. If they're being asked to speak at a lot of events and you see that they are showing up at various different events throughout the year, they're probably giving some great information and very trustworthy. Otherwise, they wouldn't be being invited to all of these events. So that's a kind of a good shorthand to finding good people, and then they can lead you to good agencies or people to help you with your business.
And they probably post a lot of information that you can find, videos that you can reference and just be able to help yourself. Chelsea, there's some other questions that are coming in. I know that a few more slides to go. So as an inventor, most likely we're working with one product to start with. And as you become active on Amazon, you may want to build a brand and have multiple products. Well, you can build a brand with one product, but you can build a brand with multiple products. And that's the way also, as you start to have eyeballs on your product, to be able to have more product to sell, that maybe they want one or they want both, right? To kind of build that brand with multiple SKUs.
Yep. Yeah. Building a brand is the best way to sell on Amazon. And we do have a slide regarding something called brand registry. Thinking with what are similar products that the person that I'm selling this product to, what else would they like to buy? That helps to give you ideas of what are the next products to launch, what problem am I solving, and how do I solve the same problem with something else or a similar problem with something else? Or who am I selling to? Who is my target market? And what are the things that they're interested in? So that would be a good way to figure out what are those next products to launch and sell. Did we have another question, or
Okay.
should we go on?
No, I see there's some answers, people kind of helping each other out in the app. So,
Cool.
yep, all good.
Awesome.
Yeah, so a couple
Perfect.
more slides here.
Yeah. So advertising is it's one of those things you have to do on Amazon. Actually, back in the day, when I was starting 2014, advertising was an option. It was a good option, but it wasn't mandatory. Now Amazon's algorithm has gotten to the point where it really favors advertising, and of course, it's one of their largest sources of revenue. So they have gotten to the point where you do have to advertise. It's difficult to rank and sell a product without advertising. So that should be something that is in your budget, like the profit margins that we mentioned at the beginning. And there are a couple of different types of advertising. One is called sponsored products, and that is to take a product and to target specific keywords. You are creating a product, and if you were to go on, watch a video, you can tell the difference between a sponsored product and a sponsored display ad. They show up differently. One shows up as it's in the normal search, right? Usually the first several products at the beginning, when you type in a keyword, there are several products in the beginning, and they are generally sponsored products. People are paying to be in those top spots. And then you'll have the ones that are not sponsored. They will not say sponsored. A product that's sponsored will say sponsored, and those are sponsored product ads. They're going after a specific keyword. And when you type that keyword in, they have created an ad and paid Amazon for being connected to that keyword. So those are sponsored products. And then there are sponsored display ads. When you look at Amazon, sometimes you see it doesn't look like it's just a normal listing like everything else does. It's usually a banner on the side or a banner at the bottom that shows the product. And most of the time with that, you can do, promoting a specific product or a specific keywords, but this is the type of ad that we mentioned before. You can target the audience. And so instead of a particular product or keyword, you're saying, I want my product. These are the products that I want to be shown when someone, with this type of person. Amazon shows you products based on who they've decided that you are, based on what you purchase. I tend to purchase things for the kitchen, or I tend to purchase things for, seasons like Halloween and Christmas. So I'm going to be shown those different items based on who I am and what my buying patterns are. So you're able to say, based on this person's buying habit, this product should be shown to that person. And Amazon will allow you to make that distinction of you want to target a specific type of person. So that's something you can do with display ads.
Great.
And then let's go to, we talked about external traffic, Google and socials. External traffic is something's a little bit more complex, right? It's the platforms aren't necessarily as easy as creating an ad on Amazon. So there are a lot of sellers who don't end up using it, but there are a lot of benefits to using it. One of the things to keep in mind is that with a Google ad, most people are going to research. And with social media, you're actually interrupting them. They went on there to be social, to look at people, catch up with their friends and their family, and you're interrupting that and you're sending them off to look at a product. So the audience tends to be different. With Amazon, they went to the website to purchase products. That's generally why they go to a website. But with these other platforms, they don't necessarily. So that's another reason why Amazon tends to award that traffic, is because you're pulling them from other things that they're doing, and you're sending them to Amazon, and then they're buying those products.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah. Just 2 more slides. Brand registry. Brand registry is a program that Amazon has. They award you with certain benefits. We talked to Ray from the USPTO, which is the United States Patent and Trademark Office. So I have visited that site very often regarding trademarks. And I used to have a copywriting agency for Amazon sellers. And so I would go on there and search trademarks. So trademarks is something that you need. If you want to have brand registry, you need to have that trademark. So you show the trademark to Amazon, you prove that you have that trademark and that you own it, and that gets attached to your brand and helps to protect your brand. So now people can't sell your products. They can't sell on your listing. They can't change anything on your listing. If you don't have that protection, if someone tries to sell on your listing, they can actually go on and change things. So if I were selling a particular product or a book or something like that, and someone else was on that listing, they could go in and change what that listing said or change a picture. With brand registry, they can't do that. And it's not necessarily easy. You're not going to, without it, have those issues, especially to start out. It's just when you start getting popular and you start selling that you do have to be aware of that. Because once you have a good brand name, you want to always protect that brand name, which is the reason for trademarking
Great.
and the reason for brand registry.
Thank you, Chelsea. Yeah.
Yep.
For those of you who are looking to build a brand, build a name, be able to get some perks within Amazon, this is a great opportunity for you. Once you do have a trademark that's issued, a registered trademark, there's a way for you to really protect yourself in there. For those of you who are waiting on standby for the after meeting networking, once we're done with the meeting, I'll kind of let everybody know to shoot over there. We have another slide or so to go, so please be patient. And this is great info. I know you're all loving this because I'm getting great feedback on it, so we appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So the brand registry does give you additional analytics. So they give you more reports that aren't available to sellers that don't have the brand registry. Things like who are those, who are your buyers, and what are they complaining about if they have returned your product. Those insights are very important, because if they are complaining about certain things and you can fix those things, then you want to know about those things. So just different reports that are helpful to your brand. And other ways of marketing. There are certain advertising and certain things in terms of marketing that you won't have. Things like if you've ever been to a listing where there are a lot of pictures, you have the main pictures, and then you scroll down and there are a bunch of pictures, graphics and things like that. That is a brand registered product. So it gives you the ability to create a lot more images than just those, little bullet points or little sentences at the end of a listing.
Okay. All right. Great.
And this is the last slide, I believe. Yeah, this is the last slide. Important Amazon reports. Amazon has a lot of different reports. So you'll want to know about your sales. How many sales are you selling on a daily basis? And then as another layer to that, how much traffic, so how many people are coming to your listings, and then how many of those people who are coming are converting. And conversions are always represented as a percentage. So those two make up sales. So you'll be able to look at, if I want to get more sales, do I need to get more traffic, or do I need to increase my conversions? So if it's increasing your conversions, you need to make your listing better. If it's increasing your traffic, you need to move your item up the page or buy more ads. So you need to know those things rather than just, I need to make more sales. If you do the wrong thing, if you send a bunch of traffic and your conversions are bad, you're trying to solve the wrong problem. So that's why those specific reports are important to understand. Then there are your advertising reports, making sure that your advertising is actually profitable, making sure that when you say, I want to pay for these different keywords, some of those might not actually be making sales. So you don't want to throw a bunch of money at a keyword that's not making sales. So the advertising reports will show you how much money you're making on each keyword, and you can decide which of those keywords you will stop paying money for. And then the last one is inventory reports, paying attention to whether you have enough inventory. If you look at how many sales you're making on a daily basis, you can plot out how much inventory you should have. You should always have at least 30 days worth of inventory. So if I'm selling 10 units a day, I want to have at least 300. I should have more than 300, and I should always send in inventory before I start getting my inventory levels too low. So checking those inventory reports helps you to know what you should be sending in, and also helps you to know when you have too much inventory. Because if you have 10 months worth of inventory, Amazon's going to charge you every single month for storage. So paying attention to both sides, have enough and have not too much. So those would be the basic parts of inventory reports and what you're calculating.
Great. You know, it's interesting, Chelsea, because I can remove this now, right? Do you have any info on the Okay. So Chelsea, it's interesting because as I'm going through all these questions, and some inventors are already selling on Amazon, and this was great information for them. I mean, we didn't share the screen, but pretty much people who are on know what it's like. And then if you are going to be a future seller, you can go on to the website that you listed earlier, sell.amazon.com, and create an account, whether it's personal or the business. But this is great, Chelsea, because we can always reference this conversation that we're having at any time. So if you're now that has a future as an Amazon seller, you can always come back and go through this presentation. And if you are a seller, hopefully you got some good advice to keep your sales moving forward. That's for sure. And look, Chelsea, I recently had an inventor that had an invention, and he started selling really well, and he really got into the communities of Amazon to learn more and connect up with people and heavy sellers. And then he added a couple more products to his brand, and he just sold his product, his invention, for 1.2 million.
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
they take it over, and he's inventing the next product now. So
There you go.
look, you can really, Amazon is a great launch pad, and it's also a great place for you to be discovered. And there's companies out there that are looking for players and sellers and people that have good product to consolidate it into their product line. So good stuff. Thank you so much, Chelsea.
Yep, very happy to.
You went
And
through all the
then
details.
there's a lot. If you want more information, you can reach out to us at carbon6.io. We have some communities that you can connect up with. One of the communities is a community that I help to run, which is the operations community. And then if you want to reach out to me, sostock.com/connect. I'm happy to connect you with anyone that you're interested in connecting with in the community.
Thank you so much. And if you want to check out carbon6.io, take a look and see some of the tools that are available for you on Amazon. And if you do reach out to me, and I'll also include it in the links later on, but I have a discount code for the services at Carbon6. So if you don't see the link in there, just get in touch with me and let me know that you're interested in Carbon6. Check it out first, carbon and the number 6.io. And that's where Chelsea her company was acquired by Carbon6. And Tim Jordan, we appreciate you attempting to be on, but for connecting us up with Chelsea. Chelsea, some final quick words of wisdom. There's inventors out there. You're an inventor also, a software developer that sold her idea. There's inventors that have products and apps and everything else that they're working on. Give us some words of wisdom, some final advice for keeping our ideas moving forward.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily technical advice, but I believe it's one of the most important things. And that's believing in your product and always having a positive outlook on that. One of the reasons why I feel that I was able to launch my software and sell it is that I knew without a doubt that this was going to be something that would change my life. I was going to be able to sell it. I was going to be able to get off the ground, and that it was a great idea. So being able to surround yourself with people who believe in you and being able to support those ideas and always know, be certain of what you're doing and be around people that are helping you to continue to move forward, and then always moving forward, knowing that even if you can only do a little bit every week or a little bit every day, always moving forward in some way, because deep down that this is something you wouldn't be pursuing this if you didn't know deep down that it was going to be something that would change your life.
Thank you so much. Chelsea Cohen from So Stocked. Her company was acquired by carbon6.io. Chelsea, thank you so much for filling in for Tim. We wish him all the best. Thank you, and we'll keep in touch, and we appreciate all the information that you provided us tonight. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, that was some great info. Hopefully everybody got to be able to take some notes down, and if you didn't, this is recorded, so you can always go back and pull the information. You can find the recordings in the Inventor Smart Community app that you can download on Google Play Store or Apple App Store, and you can find Inventor Smart Community on there and get started. Thank you, everybody. For those of you who are premium members of the Inventor Smart Community app, National Inventor Club, please take a look at your email, and you should see the after meeting networking link. If you can end here and go into the app, and we'll see you in there. I'll be on very shortly, so meet me there. And we will meet with Chelsea and Ray from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. He's going to be on, and other fellow Inventor members. So thank you for all of you listening and watching. Keep your creativity going. Keep your ideas moving forward, and we'll see you again next time. The next meeting is looking like it's going to be November 9th, and we have the director of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office going to join us, Kathy Vidal. Director Kathy Vidal, the highest rank in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, is going to be on with us. So we will send you all the notices. We'll keep in touch. Thank you, and have a great night. For those of you who are members, premium members, join us on the after meeting networking link. If you don't have it, call me or text me. Thank you.